Another snow day where we're trapped at home. The kids are home with us and class got canceled today. So I thought today I'd invite you into my home studio. I'll do a couple yin poses with you so that you can do this at home since we're missing our sweet quality time together. So you want to just clear out a space anywhere on the floor, and you want to grab maybe a blanket or a pillow to use as your props for your time. We're going to get started with butterfly. Nice, easy way to get hips open without requiring an extraordinarily open body to start. So it's good also to open up the back without having our hamstrings already nice and open. So it's like the perfect opening pose. So you'll sit comfortably and you'll have whatever things you want to use, a pillow, a blanket nearby. Comfortably on your tush. Bring the soles of your feet together and move them a comfortable distance for you away from your midsection. You're going to start to round the spine forward. It's the rounding of the spine that allows us to access the ligaments that run along our spine and to create a little bit of pressure on them so that they can start to change and become a little bit more effective to hold our body up. So as we round forward, we'll feel that first spot of resistance in our body. We want to stop there and not push past that limit. That's going to allow our body to acclimate to this sensation of stretching. You'll allow your head to round forward. If it feels too much on the back of your neck, then you can take any of these pillows that you brought and let them be here to support you as you start to round forward. So I'll set a timer for us. We're going to allow ourselves just to breathe and be here for a couple minutes so that we can get some love into our low back, into our hips, and into our hamstrings. So allow the head to round all the way forward if that's comfortable. Maybe it's resting on something. And then see if you can just come to your breath. Observe it as you feel it moving through your body. Sometimes you might need to adjust, like you might not like where your feet are, and you can always move and adjust yourself so that you find that sweet spot where you're feeling enough sensation to keep you interested, but not too much that you're finding yourself clenching your teeth, and not too little that you're bored and thinking about wanting to go and shovel your walkway and go to the grocery store and all those things that you're thinking about right now. So allow yourself to let that go and just kind of focus on the breath here for a couple moments. Feeling with every breath you take the way that the body begins to entertain the idea of releasing the tension that it's holding. And after the first few breaths in, it's normal for your mind to wander off and start to think. That's what it's designed to do, so don't be too upset with it. It's just doing its job. See if you can come back to the breath anytime you notice that the mind raced off. Allow the breath to anchor you back to your experience. Continue to observe the way your body is opening. The sensation of a dull, achy tug in the back that we're feeling is normal. So allow yourself to breathe into that. See if you can soothe that sensation with your breath. Noticing whenever the mind gets turbulent again and just continuing to allow those fluctuations of your mind just to kind of softly rest on the waves of your breath. Drawing a breath in, feeling it move all the way down into your seat, grounding you even further in your butterfly. Feeling the exhale arise from deep within your body, rushing up the length of your spine, exiting the crown of your head. Just feeling yourself melting even further. Draw a really big full breath in. Allow it to reawaken your senses. When you feel ready, move in slow motion and just start to roll yourself all the way back upright. Pausing at the top to enjoy that really warm, delicious sensation of peace rush back through your body. So juicy. Now when you feel ready, if you use any prop, just move it out of the way for a quick moment. Your hips have been strongly externally rotated for a couple minutes, and it can feel good sometimes to counter that with some alternate internal rotation of your hips. So do anything that feels really good. This is allowing you to bring more blood flow into this area, and the back and forth of external and internal is allowing you to polish the ball and socket joint of your hip to put more fluid in there to make your hips more supple, more flexible over time. So now we're going to take our time and we're going to come onto our belly. So you can transition any way that feels good to get there. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. Keep a pillow nearby just in case. You're going to come down onto your forearms. Let your belly rest down on the mat. Now we're going to get into the front side of our body. So you're going to allow your legs to be soft and passive. Let go of any clenching that you might notice that you immediately do. Then bring your hands down, your forearms down onto the mat. Prop yourself up. If immediately you're feeling fatigued in the back, you could take a one of your pillows or a rolled up blanket or something and put it under your chest to support you so that you don't have to work so hard in the back. The mild bit of pressure that you're feeling in your low back is normal, and we do want that to create some more density in the bones themselves and to break up the really deeply rooted tension that we're holding in our body. So come to a comfortable position, and if you're finding that you're not comfortable, what things can you do that would make you feel more comfortable? So maybe it's this support. Maybe, if you're not using it, taking your elbows a little wider feels good for you and the way your body is beautifully put together. Maybe arms farther away from you feels good. The goal here is to lengthen and open the whole front side of the body. So see if you can relax in the shoulders. We're going to mildly open them here in this pose. The head could round forward if that felt comfortable. Allow yourself to feel as you breathe the breath lengthening the entire spine. Allow it to ripple slowly up through the body. We're in no rush. We have the luxury of time in our yin yoga practice. And after a couple of breaths, when the mind quiets down a little bit more, start to observe how your body is feeling. Notice the sweet spots where you're feeling the pose. The front side of your hips as you stretch and open your hip flexors. And the way that that cascades all the way up your belly. The mild pressure in your abdomen is strengthening the organs of digestion, allowing that system of the body to get affected and to work more efficiently for you with the regular practice. Breathing and softening wherever you notice you can. I'm sure there's some part in the body that you're squeezing, maybe tush, maybe in shoulders or arms. See if you can just take a big breath in, and then as you breathe out, feel the breath soften those noticed areas of clenching. you're feeling good here, stay here. If you feel like you could handle a little bit more of this sensation of opening, you're going to go a little deeper into seal pose. Allow your hands to come out to the right and to the left, fingertips pointing out to the sides. Press into your hands. Take your arms to straight. If immediately you notice that you're not enjoying the sensations that you're feeling, then come back down into Sphinx. But if all you're noticing is added pressure in the low back and more sensations of this kind of dull pull to the front side of the body, see if you can stay with that stuff. Breathe and experience even more spaciousness in your body. Just intensifying the opening that's happening to the front side. Hip flexors, psoas, belly, chest, shoulders. It can be intense, and there's no one that says you have to stay here. Listen to that voice within you, that wise intuition that we are opening. That's kind of the best part of this yin yoga practice. That ability to not only trust ourselves, but to honor what it is that we discover. So being okay if you feel the need to come back down and come out completely. Those things are your choices to make. Taking a big breath in and slowly coming back down onto your forearms. Go all the way down nice and slow and rest on your belly completely. Allow your head to be supported by your hands if that feels good. Allow yourself to rest still just for a couple of breaths. This is called prone, just laying flat here. It's like Shavasana on your belly. See if you can be still. Just let the back fully relax. Just breathing and feeling this deep sense of release that rushes all the way through your body. Revealing this deeper reservoir of inner peace that has been within you all along. And after those sensations disperse back through the body, you take your time and press yourself up onto your hands and your knees. Let's do a little with the hips and the sides of the spine. Let's kind of combine it. Since we're home with kids today, let's combine it into one thing. So we'll do a lateral shoelace, which is hips and side flexion of your spine. So you're going to sit as comfortably as you can. This one's going to get a little intense. Sit down on your tush and cross your right leg over top of your left one. It's okay if your knees way up like this. You could take your blanket, kind of roll it up, and put it there in between that, kind of fill in the gap in any way that you need to so that you're not overworking and clenching in this right hip. So if you need that, that's a really awesome choice to make. If you don't need it, awesome. And then allow your feet to look like laid over shoelaces. So the legs are crossed, both sits bones are on the ground, and you're going to let yourself for a second sit upright as comfortably as you can. Then the goal here is to get into the sides of the spine a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to determine which side you want to go to. So maybe first start by putting right hand on the floor and leaning up and over into it. Allow the left hand to come up overhead. It can stay kind of straight if that feels good. It could bend and kind of rest on the side of your head. But go to the other side too. Like, humor me and see which one it is that you like better. You might enjoy and find that you're targeting exactly what it is that your body needs today. So go back and forth, see which one feels good to you. Once you find that one, just hang out there for a little bit, see if you can continue to breathe. This is lateral shoelace. Getting in deeply to our hips, our outer hips this time, our IT band. And allowing that opening now to run all the way up through the side of our spine, opening up our rib cage, the intercostal muscles that run within them. Getting that all the way up into this meridian that accesses your heart. It runs in your arm and connects into your heart. So not only are you opening up the physical body, not only are you opening up this place within yourself where deep peace and tranquility resides, but you're also removing the things that you've built up along your lifetime that are preventing you from loving not only yourself more fully, but those in your life more fully, more unconditionally, and loving them the way that they are. So continue to allow every breath to chisel away at whatever it is that's rising up for you. Deep within our body, we store a whole lot of tension, a lifetime of what we've been through. And that stuff can come rushing up to the surface in some of these poses. The point when we feel that stuff arising is to sit with it. Can we sit with it without reacting to it and freaking out? Can we sit with it, breathe with it, be at peace with it? When we react to it and try to avoid it or fidget and get out of the pose, we're actually stuffing it back down. We want to release this stuff. That's kind of the point. So see if we can stay with it just a little bit longer here. Feeling grounded through your seat. See if you can find even more length through the side of your body that is stretching for you. It's okay if you're starting to feel numb in your arm. If you are, then you just bring it down and let it rest. It feels like it's falling asleep. You can just let it rest back in your lap. Take another big breath in and a big breath out. And then very slowly come up. It can feel really good to lean over to the side that you didn't do and just kind of counter stretch that for a second. Then you're going to come back up, and when you're ready, you're going to rest your hands back behind you to let your hips kind of unclench and soften out. Do anything that feels good to you as you're coming up and out of this one. And then we'll take it to the other side. You'll cross now your left leg over top of your right one. Find that shoelace image of your legs. Sitting nice and upright in your spine, you'll find probably that you're going to go to the same side that you did on the other one, but go and investigate that for yourself. Be a lover of self-study. Be a lover of what it is that makes you unique, what it is that your body needs from day to day, and honoring that place within you, even if it's different than it was yesterday. And finding the sweet spot in your lateral shoelace, allow yourself to find the opening to the side of the body. Stay rooted in your seat and allow the breath to move to the places that you feel this pose the most. In our yin yoga practice, we're targeting the deeper layers of our body. We're letting our hard-working muscles take a break. And we're getting into this network of our body of fascia and connective tissue. And this is a really fascinating place within our body. This is where we're holding on to a lifetime of tension. But this fascia is actually connected to every other system in your body. It's the only system in your body that touches every other system. It's quite fascinating. And so even though we're in technically a hip pose, the way that fascia works is the hips are connected to the other parts of the body, which are connected to the upper parts, connected to the lower parts by this network of fascia. So that is why this yin yoga feels so profound when you do the poses, and especially when you release them, because everything in our body we learn is connected. So as we get into our hips, yes, we open our hips, but we open our entire being. We open our physical body. We open these channels of energy. We open our heart, our ability to love and be okay. And all of that leads to realizing that we are capable of being peaceful beings. We are capable of walking through this life and being okay with the highs and lows. We are capable of experiencing life from a place of just such grounded bliss. It's totally possible. This takes a little bit of work. Continue to let yourself breathe, feel a little bit more length coming into the side of the spine that you're stretching. And when you feel ready, you're going to slowly sit yourself back up. Take your time, rest your hands behind you for a second. Maybe let the legs come out and do any really counter thing that feels really good for you. Notice sometimes how awesome the release of the pose itself feels. So then see if you can just sit upright for a couple moments. Do a little seated meditation. Allow your hands to rest on your lap, palms up. Point your finger and thumb together to again access that meridian that goes into your heart. This is Chin Hand Mudra. See if you can sit up tall, relax the shoulders back and down, and then observe the breath as it enters and exits your nose. Feel this wave of peace rush down you with every passing wave of your breath. You are capable. You are worthy. You are magical. Will you believe it? Take one more big breath in, big breath out. Let's do one more. Bring the legs out in front of you. We'll do caterpillar, deep forward bend, deep sense of restoration to not only nervous system, but the entire body as we stretch everything now from literally head to toe. You're going to start to fold forward, stopping at that first sign of resistance that the body provides you with. What you are experiencing is something called your stretch reflex. Inside every muscle is this little spindle, and that spindle communicates to your nervous system. The first time a stretch is experienced in the body, it fires a signal to clench all the muscles. So you got to let those go. In yin yoga, we work past that. Let the muscles soften. Just breathe here. You'll start to observe your body with each passing breath, dropping deeper into the shape. We want the spine to round in this one so we can again get into these ligaments that run in the back of the spine, create a little bit of pressure, create some stress on them, so that they can change. Stress leads to change within the body, just stronger working systems, stronger pieces of this beautiful complex puzzle. Allow the head to round forward if that feels good. Hands can really be wherever. If you are feeling a little bit too much tugging sensation in the low back and you're feeling to yourself that you don't really enjoy it, then you can bring the pillow that you had and rest it across your lap to support you so that you don't have to work so hard. You don't really want to overwork the body, so you want to, again, listen to those signals that the body says, hey, I could use a little help here, like a bolster, or a pillow you're probably using. So just let everything round forward. See if you can breathe deeply into the low back. Exploring the sensations that are like electric currents moving through the back side of your body, your legs, your spine. Observing these sensations from a place of curiosity. Being in awe of your body, how it works, the story that it tells you. Just a few more breaths here. Allowing your body to just melt. Drawing a big breath in, allowing it to reawaken your senses. Then really slowly starting to sit back up again. Take all the time you need. Observing the deep wave of peace that rushes down you, the sense of warmth that goes through your body. Allowing your hands to rest behind you for a second, just enjoying the tranquility that you feel in this moment. Remembering that this is a part of you, that you are worthy of feeling this way, capable of feeling this way every day. And just take a couple moments to just go and lay down on your back and just to rest in any final relaxation that feels really good to you. You can stay here for as long as you would like. Just allowing your legs to spread out, your arms to spread out, your body to just soak up the amazing way that it feels. Becoming stillness. You're welcome to stay here a little longer if you'd like. You bring movement back into the body, taking all the time you need to reawaken yourself from this place of rest. Taking some time to come back up, to maybe sit back again in seated meditation, to enjoy the way that you feel after just a couple of moments of yin yoga. My gosh, what a difference it makes in the way that we feel. Now we're going to go and enjoy the heck out of the rest of this snow day, trapped at home with our kids, maybe even our spouses or our loved ones. We're going to be okay later when we shovel snow because our body is wide open, our heart is full, and we feel peaceful. I love you with all of my heart. And until next time, namaste.